In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 4 new and used, affordable, and reliable vehicles for the low income. I have all the details for you right here in the video. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. All right, now I do have these 4 vehicles that I do want to identify for you here in this video because they have been regarded as affordable, reliable, and they also are highly sought after for the low income. And the other side note too is they have great gas mileage. So I want to bring you the details about these, but as always, I would highly recommend you do your own research on these because regardless of where you're located around the country, prices are going to vary a lot based on supply and demand, as in availability of these vehicles. And then also you need to figure out what suits you and your needs as much, but these are a couple different great options that are out there. But to be 100% fair, there's a million different options of vehicles, but these are some of them that are highly sought after for the low income because of their affordability and gas mileage as well, and reliability. Because here's the thing, as a low income or fixed income person, do you want to sit there and have your car in the shop every other week changing different things or fixing different parts that have gone out? It's very expensive to fix a vehicle, right? That is something that we cannot really rely on, but rather we need the reliability of a vehicle that's always going to be there and has minor maintenance issues as well, okay, right? I think we'd all probably agree with that. Anyway, let's jump into the list here. I will give you some details about these and how these have been regarded so highly by the low income, and again, you'll clearly see here. But yes, the price tags on the used and even new vehicles have gone up substantially over the last couple of years here. So even some of these prices that I quote here, again, they're going to be varied across the entire country. Again, like I said earlier, based on where you're located around the country, these prices are going to vary a lot. Some places they might be significantly lower. Some places it might be significantly higher, but you'll kind of get the point here, okay? All right, so number 1, Honda Civic, right? Here's the thing about these vehicles. Honda Civics are highly regarded as reliable. These things like go forever. I mean, seriously, have you ever heard of somebody that has a Honda Civic? It's like they drive it and drive it and drive it, and it's like, you're still driving that thing? Yeah, you know what I mean? These things go forever. Anyway, Honda Civic. So now here's what's interesting about it. It's rated very high as a compact vehicle on Kelley Blue Book, and they're also very affordable as well, and great on gas mileage, which is really, really nice. Now, these vehicles generally trade between $10,000 and about $14,000. Now, again, I know it seems kind of high, like, oh, that's kind of a lot of money, but remember, financing is an option for a lot of people in a lot of instances, and again, this is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. You got to figure out what's best for you, but generally they sell for right around $10,000 to $14,000. So yeah, check that out as well. Again, Honda Civic, you've probably seen a million of them around on the roads. Very reliable and yeah, something that's out there, and like I said, great, very nice on gas mileage and very popular as well. That's number 1. Number 2, Toyota Corolla. Now, this one is also relatively comparable to the Honda Civic. Again, great on gas mileage. The price is right around that same range, kind of around that $10,000 to $14,000 range for the Toyota Corolla. Probably not quite as popular as the Honda Civic, but also very popular and highly sought after for the low income because, again, all the reason it is said, it's highly reliable, it's affordable to get into this vehicle, it drives virtually forever, maintenance issues, not really much of an issue, right? And the price point, again, is relatively good, you know, 10, 14-ish thousand, give or take a little bit, depending on where you're located around the country. I don't know, sounds not too bad for a new/used vehicle, somewhere in the kind of the teens area on a vehicle. I don't know, again, considering how much prices have gone up over the last couple of years, doesn't sound too bad to get yourself a set of wheels here for, you know, many potential years to be able to use this thing. Not bad, right? And again, stopping at the gas pump, hopefully very sparingly, right? We all want to do that, right? If we could just avoid going to the gas station ever, that'd be a really good thing for a lot of people, right? All right, so again, that's number 2. Now, number 3 is the Subaru Legacy, okay? Now, this is an interesting one, but this is a vehicle that's out there and available, and a lot of people really like this because if you're located in a region around the country where you get, you know, so a little bit of weather variation, as in some snow, things like that in the wintertime, this is a vehicle that is highly regarded as, hey, this is a great one for winter weather driving simply because of the all-wheel drive version, okay? This is great, or the all-wheel drive features of this vehicle. This is awesome, okay? Who doesn't love a little all-wheel drive, especially when you're slip-sliding around in the snow? Not a fun situation, right? But then you have the all-wheel drive kick in and boom, there you go. You're off to the races there, right? So this is a really cool option. Now, this one is a little bit more spendy as well. It sits right around about 24 to 25,000 as a new model, okay? Now, obviously, that's the new 2024 model right there, right around 25 grand. That's kind of a lot. That's a lot for a low income or fixed income person. But if you can find a used version of the Subaru Legacy, you could probably hook yourself up for probably somewhere in the upper to mid-teens range on one of these vehicles. If you get a little bit of an older model, a couple years old, nothing wrong with that at all, right? But this is a great option that is available. And again, this is mostly sought after for those people in those regions that get snow across the country. And again, this is like a lot of the country that gets snow for at least a portion of the year, right? But again, it's, certainly versatile in other areas of the country as well. But yeah, just when I was doing some research on it, a lot of people in these kind of northern regions really enjoy these ones, okay? All right, so that's number 3. Now next, number 4 is the Lexus ES. Now I know you're thinking, what? Dude, seriously, you're talking about affordable vehicles and you just brought up a Lexus? Are you out of your mind? That's ridiculous. That's expensive. Okay, let's just think for a second though, okay? Let's step back for just a second here, okay? Yes, I totally get it. In general, Lexus vehicles are quite a bit more expensive. However, the nice thing about these is if you go back a few years and you get a little bit of an older model on this, again, nothing wrong with an older model, provided you're looking at mileage and it doesn't have like 300,000 miles on it. No, you probably want to avoid that. It just doesn't have that much life left in it, right? But if you can find a relatively, newish, but slash a model that's a couple years old, has a few miles on it, maybe, I don't know, 70, 80, 90, maybe 100,000 miles on it, that thing probably has a lot of life left in it, and it probably has a lot of time to go, and it can be very reliable. And according to the research that I've done on this, looks like this one probably prices right around kind of that 15, 16-ish thousand, range, mid-teens range on price. Again, I get it. It can range a lot more than that. Depending on where you're located around the country, it could be sitting around 20. It could be sitting around 12. Again, there's going to be a ton of varieties and factors on this thing, but it's going to be based on mileage is going to be a big one right there. Condition of that vehicle is going to be a big one right there. Location around the country as well. Some of the coastal states might be more expensive, but again, just because in general they're more expensive. But availability of this vehicle as well. If they're highly sought after in your area and a lot of people have them, there's a lot of supply, meaning prices might drive down a little bit. But if you're kind of in more of a rural area where these things are not as prolific, then you might be paying a little bit more, but then it's also a rural area, so you never know, maybe price will be a little bit less. But again, this is option number 4. Again, Lexus ES, you can check that one out there as well. Maybe not the best on gas mileage, but it's still a great option for people who are looking for a little bit of a stepped up vehicle there, a little bit more of a higher class looking vehicle, right? If you want something to look a little more sharp, you could grab something like this, and again, kind of around that mid-teens range in price, but there's a ton of factors on that. So these are 4 vehicles. Again, I know as well as you do, there's a million other options that are out there, but these are some of them that are highly sought after. I came across some information on this and I thought, this is kind of interesting. I want to bring this to your attention because we all want to know a couple of different things. Number 1 is, what can I get? What's the best I can get for my money? What is the newest or the used vehicle that is newest that I can get for my money? What is affordable? We always want to get the best we possibly can for the lowest amount of money. We also want something, I'm not sure about you, reliable. Reliable is key, right? I mean, no pun intended there, but when you go to start your car and you whip the key in or you push the start button and that sucker just turns over and does nothing, I'm not sure about you. We want reliability. Or maybe you go on a little road trip, or you're driving, you're parked in a parking lot somewhere. You go out to your vehicle and dink, the sucker isn't working, right? I want reliability. That's very important because you can't be paying for tows. Calling a tow truck and calling for that, I'm sorry, that's hundreds of dollars. That's very expensive. And then if the thing sits there for a while, you have to pay for the impound. I mean, seriously, right? It's a lot of money that's potentially sitting there on a vehicle that may not be reliable. So these are 4 highly reliable, affordable, new/used in some instances here, and yeah, great options for the low income. Anyway, I could always come back in a separate video if you want me to and talk about a bunch of others if you want me to. Let me know. Otherwise, I hope this helps you. As always, leave your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Subscribe right down below. Thank you so much. There's a big subscribe button down there. Thank you. I truly do appreciate your support. I'm here every single day talking about low income, fixed income, all kinds of things like this, programs, money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, guarantee basic income, monthly check programs, tons of stuff. I have thousands of videos here on the channel. Check out any of those, and yeah, check out the video library. Otherwise, down below in the description at the top of the comment section, I have some videos there for you. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Take care, and I'll catch you.